guys, welcome to my channel Vinyl Beauty. I'm Debbie, and if you've not been here before, this channel is all about getting creative with makeup whatever your age. And what I aim to do is inspire you to pick up palettes that perhaps you haven't seen being used on YouTube for a little while and get creative with those. It's not all about buying all of the new makeup on my channel. I've got a budget just the same as anyone else. I can only afford so much makeup, and it sort of saddens me a bit to see some of these wonderful products just sitting there in my drawer, and I bet you guys have got lots of the same. So as I say, if you want to see inspiration with palettes from last year, a couple of years ago, or maybe even up to 5 years ago, I cover on my channel, and you're perhaps a little bit older like me and you don't see so many older channels doing bright colourful looks, or deep dark colourful looks in this case, then I'd love to have you subscribed, and I think you might enjoy my content. But this one is kind of an older palette and a new palette in some ways, because it's the Hocus Pocus Gather Round Sisters palette from ColourPop, and it came out in 2020. And if you've been on this channel for a while, you will know I missed out on this palette, and I was so upset because this was one I really wanted in my collection. I loved the movie so much. But I had a brief restock earlier this year and I snagged it then, and I was waiting for Halloween to use it. And then they've re-released it again this Halloween, which was so smart because so many people wanted to get it. So whether you bought it last year or this year, I just thought it might be a good time to show you what you might do with it. So it's a very deep and dark grungy colour story actually, and for ColourPop it's got some neutrals, but there's quite a lot of deep shades in here, and it's quite a dramatic palette where it can go pretty deep and dark and dramatic. So that's what I wanted to showcase. I wanted to do a burgundy look in this video. So why don't we just hop right into it, and I'll show you how I created the look I'm wearing on my eyes right now. Okay guys, so my first look ever then with the ColourPop Hocus Pocus Gather Round Sisters palette. Had it in my collection nearly a year, so excited to finally be filming a video with it. And I want to do something burgundy with it. I really want to use Night of Frolic, this beautiful deep burgundy matte shade. I'm going to pretty much keep in the burgundy sphere. I tend to try and put so many colours on my eyes. I just want to keep it dark and deep and smoky, but with that as the focus through the crease. So that's what we're going to do today. And I'm going to prime with the Sigma eyeshadow base in Persuade, because it's kind of a pinky toned one, and I think it'll go okay with the look, and I really want to start using this one up. It's a great eyeshadow base, it's just that it can change the colour a little bit of the shades that I'm putting on top. I should have bought the shade Ignite instead of Persuade, I think, but I went for the more pinky one. But I think for the colour of shadows that we're going to be using today, it'll be perfect. Might have to pick the one up in Ignite. As I say, it is a fantastic eyeshadow base, and it makes a change to use something other than my MAC one, which I also love as well. Okay, so eyes are primed and ready to go, not going to set it. And I'm going to go in with Nabla's Cupid Arrow Stylo number 3 on my lower lashes, and use that as kind of an eyeshadow base to really get the smoke going there. And put it in my waterline as well. I love this one for a dark, deep kind of burgundy smoky look. All of these stylos are good. I'm going to use a bullet brush just to move this product around a little bit and blend it out, and sort of sweep it upwards as well, which will give us kind of a scope of where the eyeshadow is going to go out to. I really want to pick up the black shade in these pencils. They're so good. They're not very precise, they're kind of like the Kat Von D anti-precision liner. They're that kind of a size. That one's good as well, but yeah, I really want to get one in this formula in black. Alright, so that's done the lower lash line for now. I'm going to use some shadow on it later. So as I say, I want to keep this really burgundy, so we're going to go in with Night of Frolic. I'm going to take that on a Spectrum A12. It's kind of a fluffy pencil brush, and I'm going to start by packing that in my outer corner and on my outer V. Getting quite a lot of fallout from that shade. It's a good job it's a skin friendly kind of shade, like it's not a blue or a purple, it is kind of pinky, so it's kind of blending in with my my skin anyway. Yeah, I really want to pack that down so that we get the pigment nice and strong and kind of a rounded eye shape, I think. And I'm going to come quite high with it. Really like make an upswept kind of look in this outer corner. So I'm going to keep my eyes open so that I can see how far I can go up without completely touching my brows. But I want to, as I say, really make this colour the focus. So that's looking good already, I think. It's not blended at all, but I just wanted to, as I say, really pack that shade down. I'm going to do the same on the other eye. It reminds me of the shades in the She's in Parties palette by Melt. It's that kind of a vibe. Now that's packed in the outer corner, it's looking sufficiently crazy, but we're going to start bringing it through the crease. So I'm sticking with Frolic to do that, but a bit more of a fluffier brush. I'm going to start working that across my crease. And also as I do that, I'm going to start blending around the edges of the shade that we've put down, both on the upper lash line and the lower lash line. Something along those lines. I'm just going to repeat that on the other eye as well. Just on these outer corners, I'm really making sure I'm using circular motions to try and really buff and diffuse in this outer corner here. Now brush with no additional product, really want to further sort of blow that out. We've only used one colour so far, but I really want to try and make it look like a gradient between different pinks there going on, without bringing in any of the more browny tones in the palette to use as blending shades. It's blending super nice, so I'm really impressed with ColourPop shadows on the whole. Okay, I want to get a lot more depth in the crease and make things a lot darker, so we're going to use, I call it a bust. It's one of those sequin shadows, but I don't think we'll see the sparkles in the way I'm going to use it, and if we do, I don't really mind that too much either. But I'm going to take that in the outer V and then bring it through the crease, but lower than we've laid the crease shade so far. I'm obsessed with using a black or a really deep colour in the outer V at the moment. It's kind of my jam at the moment. Now, without adding any additional product, I just want to work on blending between those two shades. So it's just basically circular motions backwards and forwards until we've got both of those shades kind of meshed together. Now taking NYX Glitter Primer, I'm just going to do a half cut crease. Hopefully we'll still see quite a bit of that black in the crease, but I do want to bring the shimmers up fairly high so that we can really see them there glinting on the eye. There's some pretty shimmers in this palette. Okay, so for the centre part of my lids here, I'm going to go in with Tis Firm, which is this one, and then I'm going to use this one in the inner corner. This is such a beautiful shimmer, it's quite fiery. Probably need to work between that shimmer and the matte to kind of blend it in, but it's such a beautiful fiery shade, it's gorgeous. What a gorgeous shimmer that is, that's so pretty. Just going to go back in with the black again, that I call it a bust, just in the crease area here, just to make sure I can still see the black above the shimmer. Decided to take a little bit of Thackeray Bink, so this one between the shimmer and the matte there. I think it will just help with the transition between the two. Just taking that on a short shade at E20 from Sigma. You won't really see too much of that shade, but it will just help us to blend the colour from the shimmer to the matte there. Now for the inner part of my lids here, going in with Wench, this one. Just kind of patting between the two just to get a little bit of a blend between those two shimmers. But keeping it sort of cut crease and precise at the front there. Kind of a grey shimmer rather than a silver, I really like it. Just want a slight dip into Night of Frolic, I think, just in the front portion here, just to bring it down a little bit more. But I'm literally just touching to the pan, I think, more just to blend that in that corner. I think that looks better. We had a gap there, we don't now, so that looks better. Literally just tapped up to the pan, tapping off the excess, because I want to keep it diffused so that it looks like the lighter colour, even though we've only used one colour there. I'll just wrap that winch shade just onto my lower lash line, just slightly as well. Nothing too crazy, I don't want it to overtake the look too much, but I think it might just look pretty. Okay, so that's the look to this point. Just going to hop off camera for the finishing touches, and I'll be back with you with the finished look and to wrap up the video. Okay guys, so this is the finished look, of course. Didn't use any wing liner today, who am I? Decided not to do that because I've got quite a lot of drama going on with the shadows, and I was super impressed with how these shadows can become kind of one or two shadows when they're blended out. So that shade, Night of Frolic, it kind of looks like a blend of 2 or 3 different pinks together, plus the burgundy, and I was super impressed with that. And also, I know people don't like the sequin shadows, but this one just performed like a matte, and it really helped to deepen up the look. So I've got quite a lot of drama in the outer corner. Didn't feel like I needed to add a wing. So I've just got Nars Climax mascara, and then for lipstick I've gone in with one of the Safiya Nygaard and ColourPop lipsticks, and this is in the shade Fred. Wanted a red kind of tone because the original collection came out with red lipsticks. I didn't manage to pick those up, but just thought, why not use a red lipstick, because that's what the collection would have had. So I think it goes quite well. It's kind of pink tones with red. It's kind of unexpected, but kind of like it. So I hope you enjoyed seeing me play with the Hocus Pocus palette. I'm tempted to try and get a look in with the green before Halloween is over, and maybe even use the glitter, but not on my eyelids, maybe sort of around here a bit more where I feel it's safer to use it, because I'm a bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to pressed glitter. But these olivey tones just look so beautiful, so might have to do that if I can find time in my schedule to do it before Halloween is over, because it's sad it's almost coming to an end. But it means we've got Christmas on the way, and I love Christmas looks as well. So guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing it. As I say, if you're new to my channel and this is your first video of mine, thank you so much for clicking on the video. Hope you might consider subscribing before you go. But guys, I hope you're having a lovely day or night. I hope you're enjoying spooky season and seeing all the looks that are all over YouTube as much as I am. And I hope I might catch you in the next one. Bye guys.